My beloved child, have you ever looked at your life and quietly wondered if you ruined too much? Have you ever replayed your mistakes so many times that you started believing they define who you are? Have you ever felt ashamed of your past, ashamed of your failures, ashamed of the choices nobody else knows about? Then listen carefully, because this message is for you. Not for the person who thinks they have everything together, not for the person who believes they have never fallen. This message is for the one who feels broken, the one who feels exhausted, the one who secretly wonders if God has given up on them. My child, there are people listening right now who believe they have gone too far. Too many mistakes, too many failures, too many regrets, too many wasted years. And because of that, they have started believing a lie. The lie that their story is over. The lie that God no longer has a purpose for them. The lie that what has been broken can never be restored. But I need you to hear me today. Your worst mistake is not stronger than my mercy. Your past is not greater than my grace. Your failures are not greater than my power, and your brokenness is not beyond my ability to restore. I have restored people who thought their lives were finished. I have rebuilt hearts that were completely shattered. I have redeemed stories that looked impossible to redeem.
And if I could do it then, I can do it for you. So before you decide that all hope is gone, before you convince yourself that nothing can change, before you allow your past to speak louder than my promises, stay with me, because today I want to show you why your story is not over and why I am not finished with you yet.
My beloved child, one of the greatest lies the enemy ever tells is this: because you failed, God is finished with you. Many people believe that lie without even realizing it. After a painful mistake, they stop expecting good things. After a season of failure, they stop believing they can change. After enough disappointment, they begin to see themselves through the lens of their worst moments. But that is not how I see you. My child, people often define themselves by what they have done. I define you by what I can still do through you. You see the broken pieces. I see the masterpiece that can still be rebuilt. You see wasted years. I see wisdom that can be gained from every lesson.
You see closed doors. I see doors you have not yet discovered. That is why you must stop allowing your past to speak louder than my voice. Your past can teach you, but it was never meant to control you. Your failures can humble you, but they were never meant to imprison you. Your mistakes can become part of your testimony, but they were never meant to become your identity. My beloved child, think about the people throughout Scripture. How many of them were perfect? How many never failed? How many never fell short? Yet time after time, I used imperfect people to accomplish extraordinary things. Not because they were flawless, but because they were willing to trust me. Some of you listening today spend more time remembering your failures than remembering my faithfulness. You remember every wrong decision, every missed opportunity, every regret, every moment you wish you could undo. And while you focus on what went wrong, you fail to see what I am doing right now. I am still working, even when you cannot see it. I am still guiding, even when you feel lost. I am still restoring, even when the damage seems impossible to repair. My child, restoration does not begin when everything becomes perfect. Restoration begins when you stop believing that perfection is required. It begins when you bring me the broken pieces. It begins when you stop hiding your wounds.
It begins when you trust me with the parts of your life that seem beyond repair. You do not have to rebuild yourself before coming to me. You come to me first, and together we begin rebuilding. That is how grace works. That is how healing begins. And that is why your story is far from over.
My beloved child, if you ever doubt that I can restore a broken life, remember Peter. Peter loved me. Peter followed me. Peter believed in me. Yet when fear entered his heart, he failed in a way he never imagined. The very man who promised he would never leave me became the man who denied even knowing me. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Can you imagine the weight he carried afterward? Can you imagine the shame, the regret, the disappointment in himself? Peter knew exactly what he had done. He knew he had failed. He knew he had fallen short.
And perhaps he believed that his failure had disqualified him forever. Many people listening today know that feeling. You know what it is like to look back and think, I should have known better. I should have done better. I should not have made that choice. And the enemy uses those thoughts to convince you that your future has been destroyed. But look at what happened with Peter. I did not abandon him. I did not replace him. I did not tell him that his story was over. Instead, I restored him. I met him in his brokenness. I met him in his shame. I met him in the middle of his disappointment.
And I reminded him that failure was not the end of his story. My child, Peter's greatest mistake did not become the final chapter of his life, and neither will yours. The enemy wanted Peter to stay trapped in guilt. I wanted Peter to walk in purpose. The enemy wanted Peter focused on what he had done. I wanted Peter focused on what I could still do through him. And the same is true for you. Some of you have spent years carrying guilt that I never asked you to carry. Years punishing yourselves for mistakes that I have already forgiven. Years believing that because you fell, you can never rise again. But that is not my voice speaking.
My voice calls you forward. My voice calls you higher. My voice calls you into restoration. My beloved child, when I look at you, I do not only see where you have been, I see where you can go. I see the person you are becoming. I see the future that is still possible. I see the healing that has not yet happened. I see the joy that has not yet returned. I see the purpose that is still waiting for you. That is why I am asking you today to stop defining yourself by your lowest moment. Your lowest moment is not your identity. Your greatest failure is not your identity. Your worst mistake is not your identity.
My grace is greater. My mercy is greater. My plans for your life are greater. And as long as there is breath in your lungs, there is still hope. Because I am the God who restores broken lives. And I am not finished with you yet.
My beloved child, the question is not whether I am willing to restore your life. The question is whether you are willing to let me. Many people ask for restoration. Many people pray for healing. Many people ask for a second chance. Yet they continue holding tightly to the very things that keep them trapped in the past. They hold on to guilt. They hold on to shame. They hold on to regret. They hold on to the belief that they must somehow earn my love before they can come back to me. My child,
That is not how my grace works.
You do not earn a second chance. You receive it. You do not earn my mercy. You receive it. You do not earn my love. You receive it. Some of you have spent years trying to punish yourselves for mistakes I have already forgiven. You replay old memories. You revisit old failures. You reopen old wounds. And each time you do, you keep yourself tied to a chapter that I have been trying to move you beyond. Listen carefully. You cannot walk into a new season while constantly living in an old one. You cannot embrace restoration while refusing to release what is behind you. You cannot fully receive my peace while continuing to carry burdens I never asked you to carry. My beloved child, there are people listening right now who believe they deserve their pain.
They believe they deserve their guilt. They believe they deserve to remain stuck because of what they have done. But I did not create you to live under the weight of endless condemnation. I created you to live in freedom. I created you to live in hope. I created you in the confidence that my grace is greater than your failures. The cross was never meant to be a symbol of partial forgiveness. It is a symbol of complete forgiveness, a symbol of redemption, a symbol of restoration, a symbol that declares your past does not have the final word. I do.
My child, imagine what could happen if you finally stopped fighting against my grace. Imagine what could happen if you believed that your future can be greater than your past. Imagine what could happen if you stopped seeing yourself as broken beyond repair. Because that is not how I see you. I see potential where you see damage. I see purpose where you see failure. I see opportunity where you see loss. I see tomorrow where you only see yesterday. That is why I am calling you today, to release what has been weighing down your heart. Release the guilt. Release the shame. Release the regret. Release the fear that your best days are behind you.
Trust me with your story. Trust me with your future. Trust me with the pieces you do not know how to fix. Because what feels impossible for you is never impossible for me. And the moment you place those broken pieces in my hands, restoration truly begins.
My beloved child, many people are waiting for a dramatic moment to change their lives. They are waiting for a perfect opportunity, a perfect feeling, a perfect sign, a perfect day. They believe restoration begins with something big, something extraordinary, something impossible to miss. But often, restoration begins with a single small step of faith, a step so small that many people overlook it. Yet that one step can change the direction of an entire life. My child, the future you desire is not built in a single day. It is built one faithful step at a time, one prayer, one act of obedience, one decision to trust me, one choice to keep moving forward instead of giving up. Many people become discouraged because they focus only on how far they still have to go. They look at the distance between where they are and where they want to be, and the journey feels overwhelming. But I am not asking you to carry tomorrow. I am asking you to trust me today. I am not asking you to solve every problem at once. I am asking you to take the next step. That is how restoration works. Not all at once, but piece by piece, day by day, step by step. My beloved child, Some of the greatest miracles begin in the smallest moments. A prayer whispered through tears, a decision to forgive, a decision to return, a decision to believe again, a decision to stop running from me. These moments may seem insignificant, but they are not insignificant in my hands, because every step toward me creates room for transformation. Every act of faith creates room for growth. Every decision to trust me opens the door to something greater. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not underestimate small acts of obedience. Do not assume that because change feels slow, nothing is happening. Roots grow long before fruit appears. Healing often begins long before it can be seen. Restoration is often taking place beneath the surface before it becomes visible to the world.
My child, there are things I am doing in your life right now that you cannot yet see. There are prayers being answered in ways you do not yet understand. There are doors being prepared that have not yet opened. There are blessings moving toward you that have not yet arrived. Trust the process. Trust my timing. Trust my wisdom. And above all, trust my heart. Because I have never abandoned you. I have never stopped loving you. I have never stopped working on your behalf. Your story is still being written. Your future is still unfolding. And the chapter you are in today is not the final chapter. So take the next step. Pray again. Believe again. Trust again. Hope again. Because the same God who brought you this far is the same God who will carry you through what comes next. And when you look back one day, you will realize that what felt like the end was actually the beginning of your restoration. My beloved child, before this message ends, I want you to remember one truth above all others. You are not beyond redemption. You are not beyond mercy. You are not beyond restoration. There are people listening right now who feel as though they have lost too much time, too many opportunities, too many relationships, too many years. And because of that, they have convinced themselves that restoration is no longer possible. But my child, I do not measure your future by your past. I measure it by my power. And there is nothing in your life that is greater than my ability to restore. I can bring hope where there was despair. I can bring peace where there was chaos. I can bring healing where there was pain. I can bring purpose where there was confusion. I can bring life where everything appears broken. That is who I am, and that is what I do. So today, stop listening to the voices that tell you it is over. Stop listening to the fear that says nothing will ever change. Stop listening to the shame that keeps reminding you of who you used to be. Listen to my voice instead. I am calling you forward. I am calling you into freedom. I am calling you into a new beginning. The enemy wants you focused on your failures. I want you focused on my faithfulness. The enemy wants you trapped by regret. I want you strengthened by grace. The enemy wants you looking backward. I am asking you to look ahead. My beloved child, your story is not over. The chapter you are in right now is not the final chapter. There is still purpose ahead. There is still healing ahead. There is still joy ahead. There is still hope ahead. And there is still time for your life to become a testimony of my goodness. So do not give up. Do not lose heart.
do not stop believing. Bring me every broken piece. Bring me every regret. Bring me every wound. Bring me every fear. And watch what I can do with a life that is fully surrendered to me.
Because I am the God who restores. I am the God who heals. I am the God who rebuilds. And I am not finished with you yet. If you receive this second chance today, and you choose to trust God with the next chapter of your life, write, "I believe," and let that be your declaration of faith. Remember this, my child. Your past is a chapter. It is not the whole story. And with God, the best chapters can still be ahead.